Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Martina. Today we're going to talk about, as I think you already understood from the title, which are my tips for new yoga teachers. Before starting, I just want to remind you, if you didn't do it yet, to subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up to this video if you like it, and maybe to leave a comment. Okay, so we can start the video. So my first tip, what I think is the most important thing to do as a yoga teacher, doesn't matter if you're a new yoga teacher, just as a yoga teacher, is to practice. To practice. You cannot teach, I think you cannot teach things that you don't know. So things that you didn't try, you didn't experiment. So to have a really important practice at home, what I mean by important is that it doesn't happen once every 3 months. So consistent, to have a really what I think is important is to have a really consistent practice at home. So not just to follow other teachers, but to really experiment yourself, to take some time on your mat and try things. So to keep researching on your own practice. I think that's really important, because only when I think you can really feel something yourself, then you can share it with other people. Then the second point that goes together with this one for me is, at the same time, to go to lots of classes and workshops. So as much as important to do your own practice, it's also important to keep learning from other people. So it's either also just normal classes, like weekly classes, even more I think workshops, because workshops are meant to learn. So there's going to be more talking, more explanations, but both of them are very important, because you always need new inputs. If you don't go and learn from other people, you could get stuck in your own ways, and sometimes you need to learn from other people. So once you bring it at home and you try it, then you figure out what you think works, what you don't really like. So then it's up to you to choose what to take from others, and then to also integrate it in your practice and then integrate it in your classes. But still, go and do it. Even if you will not take 100%, but just 20% from a teacher, you're still learning. And even if they tell you something that you don't like, you don't approve, it's still learning. So you will never stop learning, no matter what. So go to other teachers' classes, go to workshops, keep learning, keep taking everything in, because the more you take, the more then you can give. So 2 really important points: practice at home and go to classes and workshops from other teachers. These are the most important tips I can give you. Now let's talk about how it is. And these tips are not just as a new yoga teacher. This is for any yoga teacher. This is the tips of I do it myself now. It's like, doesn't matter how experienced you are, you have still to do this. These 2 important things will never stop being important. Now let's talk more about new yoga teachers. And the next point is, accept that you will make mistakes. It's very common, it's normal. I was the same, to freak out at the beginning that you will do a mistake. You will forget part of a sequence, you will say right instead of left. It's normal. Relax, it's normal. It's as soon as you will understand that's not a big deal, the better it will be. Because if you don't make a big deal out of it, for sure your student will not make a big deal out of it, trust me. They are not going to judge you. So relax and accept that mistakes are part of a teaching experience. I make mistakes. I think I went to so many classes in which people were saying wrong things at the moment, because it's normal. We are human, we're not robots. So please relax and accept it. It's okay. Next point, it's let's see if I can say it very well in English. It's normal at the beginning that you will focus your attention more on yourself and less on your student. That is not correct, but it's normal at the beginning. So Also that, don't make a big deal out of it. It will take time for you to lose the focus on what you are doing and give all your focus and attention on what your students are doing. It's normal, because at the beginning you're checking on yourself. So also that, accept it, it's part of the process, and just slowly learn and try to make effort for this to happen as soon as possible, so that all your attention will be on your students. But it takes time, don't worry. Next point, it's something I get asked a lot, if should I write my own classes, should I just improvise? There is not a right or wrong. It's every teacher's like to do differently. I personally don't like to write my classes. I only write down workshops and master classes, like special classes that have maybe a theme behind it, and that you already know that that is going to be the theme. So I know that my students already know how the classes will be, because it's, as I said, a special master class or a workshop. So in that case, I can even write them down. But if it's a normal class, I will never write it down, because I never know the levels of my students that they will come to class. I don't know their age, I don't know their gender, and all of this can influence maybe how I choose to do a class that day. So what I usually do is to just have a generic idea of what my class will be. So maybe it will be a class about release intentions, maybe it will be a class about building up strength or heart openers, so a general idea. But then the sequence, I don't prepare it. I would say go with the flow. I just do it in the moment. But again, it's my choice. It's not right because I do it. Right, it's not right because I do it. It's just what I like to do. A lot of people I know, they like to prepare always their classes. That's up to you. Should I practice or should I not as a teacher? So should I practice with my students? Should I just stand? Also that, it's personal. At the beginning I was practicing more my classes because it was helping me to calm down. So the fact that I was doing the movements with my students was making me more calm. But the more I got confident, the less I practiced. And what I like to do now is to 80% of the time I don't practice, I just check on what my students are doing, and 20% of the time maybe I do some parts of the flow because maybe there are parts that really need to be seen. So in this way I can show them what to do. But if I can, I usually don't practice, so I can really focus my attention on my students. And also, and this brings me to the next point, I can maybe do adjustments. So should I adjust or not, people? Another question. I got hurt during an adjustment, so I don't like to adjust people a lot, but I like to help them with even tiny, okay, I will make an example. If I just want you to do this movement with your shoulder, maybe I just come close to you and I say, bring your shoulder back, and I just touch it. In this way, it will be easier for them to understand what they have to do. If I just say it, maybe they don't understand it. When you touch a person, it makes it more tangible as a thing to do. I think it's tangible, the word. So that really helps them to understand. If I know the student and I know very well their practice, maybe I can even do a more deep adjustment. But that I do it only if I know the student, and I always ask for permission. I would never do it if I don't ask for permission. So always ask your student. If they don't want to be touched, don't touch them. So respect what they want first, and then it's your choice. Some teachers like to adjust a lot. I really don't like to adjust too much. But as I said, to give some help, yes. And it's easier if you are there for them, next to them, and not on your mat far away. Last point that it's connected to what we just talked about is insurances. I have an insurance, and I don't know if it's mandatory in other countries. I know in Italy it's not mandatory, but in some places they don't allow you to work there if you don't have one. And no matter what, I would say don't teach if you don't have one. It's for your own sake. It's like you never know what can happen. Even if you do everything correctly, you never know. So I would always suggest you to have an insurance. And again, maybe in some countries it is even mandatory, so that you should get informed. How to get an insurance is different for every country, so I cannot really help you here now, but get informed. I'm sure that there's going to be information online, or just ask to another teacher and then we'll tell you how they do it, how they did it. And yes, please do an insurance. I think it's the best thing to do. And that was all. There are not so many points, but for me these are the main things I wanted to talk about with you. As I said before, the most important thing is to practice and go to classes. Practice at home, go to classes. These are fundamentals. And again, relax. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. Don't worry. Just enjoy the moment. You're there to share a passion with the people around you. So it's not just you're there to teach. You're there to share your emotions, your, as I said, your passion, your energy. So just go there, be positive, have a good energy, and share that good energy with your students, and that's all they need. Trust me, just be there for them and they will feel it. I really hope, guys, that this video is helpful for you. If you have other questions, just write them below, and I will see you next time.